Per 9000's Game Room.
If you were born in the UK like me, then today, the 11th of April 2022, is the Super Nintendo's 30th birthday. Yep, you really are that old. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or the SNES as people sometimes call it, came out in the UK on April the 11th, 1992. Wowzer. Obviously, for those that don't know, I'll just give it a quick rundown. It's a 16-bit home video game system developed by Nintendo. It came out in 1990 in Japan, 1991 in North America, and obviously, as I've just said, 1992 here. It's Nintendo's second home console, following on obviously from the NES. But as far as the UK goes, the SNES was a heck of a lot more popular here than the NES ever was. Most of us were on microcomputers like the Spectrum, the Amstrad and the Commodore before we got Super Nintendos or Mega Drives. But the Super Nintendo was a global success and it became the best-selling console of the 16-bit era, despite facing intense competition from Sega's Mega Drive/Genesis. The machine sold 49.1 million units worldwide by the time it was discontinued. And it continues to be incredibly popular among collectors and retro gamers. I'm sure I've mentioned this story before in other videos I've done, but my first proper experience of the Super Nintendo was seeing a demo unit in my local co-op. And the demo unit was playing F-Zero, and I used to go into this co-op every day on the way home from school and basically jump on it and have a go until the staff would kick me off. I was actually already a Mega Drive owner and I loved that machine too, but my first experience of spending proper time on a Super Nintendo, not in a shop, was in the house of a friend that I grew up close to. He had a Super Nintendo, and I remember at first all he had for it was Mario World, and we played the absolute living heck out of that game. It was a combination of my experience with F-Zero and then my experience with Mario World that basically made me go to my parents and go, I need a Super Nintendo for Christmas. I know lots of people back when I was young really had to choose between a Mega Drive or a SNES, and initially my mother did ask me, why do you want another machine that's essentially the same? But she was always a brilliant and rational person, and I sat down and explained to her about different companies holding different licenses for different games and they being platform exclusives, and I got the usual I'll see what we can do sort of spiel. I knew that this basically meant yes though, and as a lot of my games on the Mega Drive had been cheap imports, I spent my own pocket money and a bit of dinner money from school and things like that, and chore money, buying a adapter to play imported games on a SNES. I owned this adapter like 6 months before I owned a Super Nintendo, and I actually started picking up cheap American and Japanese games. I remember having an American copy of Final Fight before I actually got the machine. I think I got an American copy of Mario World, Contra 3, Castlevania 4, and I think my parents must have brought the SNES pretty late on because I got a Super Nintendo with Super Mario All-Stars for Christmas. I'm sure they got me some other games as well, but that's the one I really remember. And then I just remember having compiled this massive pile of import games ready waiting for the machine. I say massive pile, I probably had about 10. But let's admit it, most of the time you get a console and you get a game or two, and then you'll slowly add into the collection. And this was like the first time I'd ever sort of got the machine bang with a whole bunch of games. It was a great Christmas, and I'd spend years after that flitting between the SNES and the Mega Drive, really loving that I had both machines so I could experience both libraries and not really having to take a side when it came to the playground arguments. In fact, I was seen as sort of some kind of expert on what was better at what, the SNES or the Mega Drive. And both of them are machines that I have found myself constantly returning to throughout my life. They're machines I've always wanted to play on, I've always wanted to collect for, and they're machines I've always held up as being the sort of golden age of gaming. I really do still play a lot of games that either are 16-bit or are very highly 16-bit inspired, so I guess that I'd kind of call the 16-bit era my golden age of gaming. And with that said, I just wanted to make this quick video to talk about my experiences and to say a happy birthday to the Super Nintendo. So that's Kerr9000 signing out saying, keep on gaming.